Want to know how to make an easy DIY dragon egg?
Hagrid, what exactly is that?
It's
Either for Harry Potter or Game of Thrones, these two different ways will work for you. Hi, my name is Kim with Kimagine DIY, where I hope to help you imagine the possibilities with DIYs and crafts. If that sounds like fun, consider subscribing. Now let's just jump into the materials that we will need for this project. Here are the materials you will need. Your foam eggs, thumbtacks for the scaling effect, and the other egg I'm actually going to use aluminum foil and hot glue for texture with a base paint of Flex Seal. I'm going to top it off with this green copper color shifting paint. And to help me with painting, I'm going to use this coat hanger and my trusty Rust-Oleum spray paint grip. Let's start with the foil technique. I have these large styrofoam eggs, link will be below, and you're just gonna rip off a big piece and kind of mold it over your egg. You wanna determine the texture at this point, or if you want a lot, or if you just want a little bit. Hindsight, I kind of did one side and then the other side. I would do reverse. I would actually do the bottom first and then do the top over it, so you don't have any overlapping aluminum foil, but it also depends on how you want to stand it. So if you want to stand it vertically on your display, the last piece you put down would be the top down. And if you want to do horizontal, if it's like laying down in a nest, same thing, just whatever's on top be the one to drape over, just so they may not see like little lines of overlapping foil. Once you have your shape, you're actually just gonna take some hot glue and you can either put it on the egg or inside the foil. Be careful, it is super hot. I was doing it with my hands and I even like yelped at one point, and I knew it was going to be hot too. So just use a pot holder to help pat it down and to like spread the glue around in there. And then, just check it, see if there's any little flaps up to just add more glue and smush it down. Also, if you get a whole bunch of overlap anywhere, that's just aluminum foil, just rip it off so you don't get like a clump or a misshapen part of your egg. I was really determined to make sure that you wouldn't see any overlap of the aluminum foil, so I just kept picking up all the ends, making sure it was fixed, just so you wouldn't have like something sticking out. So now that the egg is all cooled down, I'm just going to puncture the bottom with a coat hanger to help me spray paint it, and also to help me hang it somewhere so it can just air dry and not have to worry about coating one side and then waiting for that to dry and to coat the other. I like to do everything at once. Let's go right into the second design, which is by creating this very scaly dragon egg with thumbtacks. Whenever you're creating your thumbtack design, I've noticed a lot of people always decide to start at the bottom. So I did it too. So I'm glad I did the bottom first, just to get a feel of the technique. But you're basically just putting it in one at a time. And you can do in a circular motion is most common. I would do that sometimes, and then sometimes I would just go all over the place, especially after a certain amount of time it gets a little wonky and I wanted to fill in one side because I get a little anal about how it's coming out. But what's great about this is that you can really do it however you want, and it basically will still come out great. I ordered 1-800 pack thinking that it was going to be enough for this, but it wasn't at all. So I had to overnight another pack, but just doing one pack took me an hour and a half. So make sure you have some good music playing and that you set enough time to do this. but trust me, at the end, it is so worth it. It looks great. I'm just letting you know, I totally did get sore. I felt so silly from making this. I even had to use some icy hot on my wrist. Once you've done putting all your thumbtacks in, I actually decided not to put the very tip on because I wanted to put the coat hanger through so I can paint it easier. So you can probably use black spray paint, although I'm not so sure how it would do on aluminum foil. You might need a primer first, but I am using this Flex Seal from a previous DIY, so I just wanted to use it up. I also was interested in seeing the texture from the Flex Seal, how it would kind of smooth everything out. And I also like the fact that it would almost be like an adhesive also to hold all the aluminum foil down. But I'm using the black as the base for that color shifting top coat. But I just used this box to help hold it up. I actually I did glue this box for other painting projects, so it's something that I already had made. If you have a tall box, all you need to do is just slice a line in the top part, and then you can just stick your coat hanger right through it just to help it stay up. Also, with Flex Seal, it is so odorous. You absolutely want to do it outside. Definitely wear gloves because it's liquid rubber, and man, was it so hard one time when I didn't use gloves to get it off my hands. I basically had to I basically had to scrape the skin off my hand. And because this item is so textured, you really want to make sure you look at it from all angles, because as I rotated it, I noticed that I could see more silver from the aluminum foil. So I actually ended up having to hold it upside down to get the rest of it fully coated. Now that's dry, I decided to hold it by hand, but still wear gloves, just to keep yourself clean. It's a lot easier than trying to wash it off after. But shake your hand very well. You're gonna do sweeping motions. It's kind of hard to see at first because it's definitely more of a reflective, like iridescent coating that you're putting on top of it. But if you're doing it out in the sun is very helpful to show what has been painted and what hasn't. So you just have to remember that you're gonna also have to paint that one thumbtack separately, let it dry, and then put it into or glue it into your egg because the coat rack hole is gonna be a little bit larger. So here are the two different designs side by side. They look awesome. Both techniques are amazing. I am so happy to have them part of my collection. It will be for my Harry Potter Halloween, but let me know in the comments below, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the foil version or do you prefer the thumbtack version? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see more DIYs like this, you can hit the card right up here or click here for what YouTube says is best for you. And of course, don't forget the blooper at the end, and I will see you guys next week. Want to know? I don't know what you want to know.